Have you ever wondered how to emotionally detach yourself from someone without feeling guilty? How to navigate challenging situations without getting caught up in the whirlwind of your emotions? Emotional detachment, a powerful concept in Stoicism, allows you to do just that. It's not about becoming cold or indifferent, but rather learning to observe your emotions without being ruled by them. By mastering this skill, you can transform your relationships and interactions, becoming more composed and less reactive to the opinions and behaviors of others. You can't control them, but you can control you. The first rule of mastering emotional detachment is recognizing that while you can't control others, you can control how you respond to them. So often, we find ourselves trying to change people, to fit our expectations, to react in a way that aligns with our desires. But this desire to control external factors is a recipe for frustration and disappointment. Think about a time when someone cut you off in traffic. Your immediate reaction might be anger, maybe even a honk of the horn. But what if, instead of reacting impulsively, you took a deep breath and let it go? This shift from trying to control the situation to controlling your response is the essence of emotional detachment. Letting go of the need to control others doesn't mean accepting bad behavior or allowing yourself to be mistreated. It's about recognizing that your power lies in your own choices and reactions. By focusing on what you can control, your own thoughts, emotions, and actions, you free yourself from the weight of trying to control the uncontrollable. When you find yourself getting caught up in trying to change someone or a situation, take a step back and ask yourself, what is within my control here? This simple question can be incredibly powerful in redirecting your energy and attention towards what truly matters. Your own response. Remember, trying to control others is like trying to hold on to water. The tighter you grip, the more slips through your fingers. Instead, focus on cultivating your own inner peace and stability. Know yourself. Know your triggers. The second rule of emotional detachment is all about self-awareness. Understanding your own emotions and triggers. Just as a gardener needs to know the type of soil and the amount of sunlight required for a plant to thrive, so too do we need to understand our own emotional landscape to navigate the world around us. Think about it. What are your emotional triggers? What sets you off? What pushes your buttons? Is it a certain tone of voice, a particular phrase, or maybe a specific situation? By becoming aware of these triggers, you equip yourself with the knowledge to anticipate and prepare for situations that might otherwise catch you off guard. This isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about creating a space between the trigger and your reaction. It's about recognizing, okay, this is something that usually makes me feel angry, but this time I'm going to choose to respond differently. Imagine you have a colleague who constantly interrupts you during meetings. It's a trigger, you know it's coming, but instead of letting it derail your entire day, you're prepared. You have a strategy in place. Maybe you gently but firmly address it in the moment, or find a way to share your ideas before the interruption occurs. The more you understand your emotional patterns, the more empowered you become to choose your responses. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which emotional detachment is built. Setting boundaries with grace. The third rule of emotional detachment is about setting clear boundaries, learning to say no without feeling guilty or anxious. This can be a difficult one, especially for those of us who are people pleasers at heart. We worry about disappointing others, about seeming selfish, or about damaging relationships. But here's the thing, setting boundaries isn't about being selfish, it's about being self-respectful. It's about honoring your own needs and limits. It's about recognizing that you are not obligated to say yes to every request or demand placed upon you. Think about a time when you said yes out of obligation, when you really wanted to say no. How did that make you feel? Resentful? Overwhelmed? Drained? Now think about how you felt when you did set a boundary, when you politely but firmly declined a request that didn't align with your priorities. Did you feel a sense of relief, a sense of empowerment? Setting boundaries is about being clear and direct about what you're willing and not willing to do, and being okay with the consequences. It's about recognizing that not everyone will be happy with your decisions, and that's okay. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. By setting clear boundaries, you communicate your limits and create a space of respect in your relationships. The power of presence. The fourth rule of emotional detachment is about focusing on the present moment rather than getting caught up in worries about the past or anxieties about the future. Our minds have a tendency to wander, to replay past hurts or imagine future scenarios that may never come to pass. And while it's important to reflect on the past and plan for the future, dwelling in either realm for too long can lead to anxiety, stress, and emotional turmoil. The present moment, however, is where life is actually happening. It's in the here and now that we find joy, connection, and peace. By being more present, we can respond to situations more mindfully and avoid getting drawn into emotional reactivity. So, how do we cultivate this sense of presence? One powerful practice is mindfulness meditation. Find a comfortable seat, close your eyes, and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the coolness of the air as you inhale, the warmth as you exhale. When your mind wanders, as it inevitably will, gently guide it back to the breath. Another way to practice presence is to engage your senses fully in everyday activities. When you're eating, savor each bite. Pay attention to the flavors, the textures, the aromas. When you're walking, notice the sensation of your feet on the ground, the sounds around you, the sights that catch your eye. The more you practice being present, the easier it becomes to detach from emotional triggers and find a sense of calm amidst life's inevitable storms. Finding freedom in uncertainty. The fifth and final rule of emotional detachment is about cultivating a sense of detachment from outcomes, letting go of the need to control or manipulate specific results. This doesn't mean we shouldn't have goals or aspirations, but it does mean releasing the need to micromanage every aspect of our lives. Think about a time when you were so focused on a particular outcome that you couldn't enjoy the journey. Maybe it was a job interview, a presentation, or even a first date. The pressure to succeed, to control the situation, can be paralyzing. And when things don't go our way, as they inevitably sometimes won't, we're left feeling disappointed, frustrated, even defeated. Detachment from outcomes, on the other hand, allows us to approach situations with a sense of openness and acceptance. It allows us to embrace uncertainty and trust that things will unfold as they should. This doesn't mean we become passive or indifferent, but rather that we surrender to the flow of life, knowing that we've done our best and that the final outcome is not always within our control. This is a practice, a continual letting go. It's about recognizing that true peace comes not from forcing things to be a certain way, but from accepting what is and choosing to find joy and meaning in the present moment. Remember, the only thing we truly have control over is ourselves, our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. By focusing on what we can control and releasing the need to control the uncontrollable, we free ourselves to live with greater ease, joy, and fulfillment. In conclusion, emotional detachment is a powerful tool for navigating relationships and challenges with greater ease and resilience. It's not about becoming cold or indifferent, but about finding a sense of inner peace that allows us to weather life's storms with grace and composure. By applying these 5 Stoic rules, recognizing that we can't control others, but we can control ourselves, practicing self-awareness, setting clear boundaries, focusing on the present moment, and cultivating a sense of detachment from outcomes, we can transform our relationship with ourselves and the world around us. These rules are not just theoretical concepts, they're practical tools that you can start using today to cultivate greater emotional detachment and live a more fulfilling life. What will you do today to start practicing these rules? Let me know in the comments below.